Hello there traders, and welcome to another update on the market. For today I decided to cover USD versus Canadian dollar. I will speak about the gold market, crude oil and Bitcoin versus US dollar. I will start with the USD versus Canadian dollar first. So as I alerted you yesterday about this upside structure, basically USD CAD went all the way up to the 1.28780, I will say, and then basically from my perspective we got some profit. Some bigger groups probably took profit there, but I don't see that this will stop the structure for going further upside. Actually, we got a confirmed test of the resistance. Now this resistance here from this contraction became support and markets reacted higher, which is pretty positive for the further upside continuation of this structure. So my advice basically is to watch for buying opportunities in the dips using intraday time frames, and definitely watch for retest of 1.2878, and then watch for potential test of 1.2940 or 960. Speaking of the gold, there was a big drama on the gold. Basically the market went all the way to 1973 and there was a big sell-off all the way down to 1879. So that's quite a big aggressive sell-off, almost 5% back down. So it was a very big noise here, and this is, market didn't break this upper trend line that we got here. We still had this bigger structure breakout still in the place, but we just got this, I call the drama, some very spike and big rejection, and basically once 1880 provided a very strong support and a rising trend line, the recent swing high, and we got some bigger rejection, some aggressiveness from the buyers. So at this stage I will go lower down this eventually to 2-hour time frame. What I will watch is, now we have this high area here for today. Okay, so I would like to see if the price can take this 1921 higher, and eventually to try to recover back in the next period towards the 1963, 1974. If the price cannot do that today or so, then market can still try to go towards the lows again, the cluster of the lows around 1890 and 1880. So definitely watch for this pivot. I think this, if we break 1921 and hold above, we can open the door for upside continuation. If we cannot do that, price can eventually go to retest this area. So it's basically, now the decision area here. Crude oil, similar to the gold, crude oil also went pretty strong yesterday. Basically we got 9% rally, and then basically we're back on the same way down, about 9% down. And we still have similar, rising trend line is still active. We had this strong sell-off and market made a rally in the morning. So this was a Tokyo session basically that, let me just go to the 1 hour to show you that. Tokyo session started right here, and basically we were flat during Tokyo session. And now market is trying to trade lower. So flat Tokyo session, the rally at the end of the US session, into the flat Asia session, into the downside Europe session. Seems like at the end of the day they will try maybe to attend, from my perspective, to retest the low, the pin bar low area at 92 or 91.45. Or maybe even try to go for the cluster of the lows if there is even more power. So for now, since like Europe session is trying to go back to retest lows from yesterday on the crude oil. So that can be some kind of structure for the intraday potential retest of the lows or the cluster of the lows. So watch for that downside opportunities for today. And for the Bitcoin, market didn't have power to sell off from here further. It sold off from here, but then got a strong rally up to this key cluster and held. This key cluster held again at 39,500. Seems like a very big resistance for the Bitcoin at this stage. So from my perspective, we also have a pin bar, we have some aggressiveness, and this happened basically yesterday at the end of the day. What we got today We got a very flat Tokyo session, I will say, pretty flat Tokyo session. And now market is trying to trade lower. I would like to see the price to take the pullback low from yesterday, which can open the door and eventual confirmation for further downside rotation again. So watch for that potential scenario and 36,250 on the test, or eventually 35,000 on the test. Again, key resistance at 39,685. That'll be all for today. Have a good day, trade safe, and have a good weekend, and see you all next week.